Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Breaking Uneven podcast. We love to talk shop, uncover the beauty of failures, and play a few games. Today, we're speaking to Sajal Kapoor, the founder of Epiphany. Sajal started out studying journalism and mass communication, after which he worked as an assistant creative director, lead photographer and cinematographer, and as a photo editor. Fun fact, he also started a cafe called the Halt Cafe, and all of this was before he started Epiphany. So, Sajal, let's play a quick little game to understand a little more about Epiphany.
Okay, perfect. I'm ready.
So Twitter is known for its 280 character limit on every tweet, which sometimes makes it a little difficult to convey your thoughts. It takes about 20 seconds to speak 280 characters. So we want to transfer this challenge to you to explain to us Epiphany in 20 seconds. But we won't make it easy. We also want you to use one emoji and one hashtag in your tweet. Any questions?
No, I think it's good. Though I'm not on Twitter, I don't. But it's okay. I'm good. Up for the game.
Okay, perfect. So I will start your stopwatch and then you can get started. Three, two, one, start.
Epiphany is boutique, customized, personal. Uh, your sudden moment of realization, as the word suggests. I think it's that moment which is being captured. That's Epiphany. Emoji I'll use will be a photo camera with a flash on, and hashtag would be Epiphany me.
Nice. You just about went over 20 seconds, but I really loved how you described like photography with that like one moment. And
Yeah.
yeah, that was very wholesome, I would say. But yeah, now we can dive a little deeper into like your journey and how you got started and things like that.
So before we actually get into Epiphany, I want to go back to the fun fact, right? So what is the overall Halton Cafe and where did the name come from?
Oh, it's a very funny story. I used
Lovely.
to watch a show called The Overhauling, and I think it used to come on, I don't know, ESPN or something. It used to be a motor garage, and they used to have a motor garage in the house, and they used to like customize bikes and get coffee for people, make some food, barbecue, and everything, and then they serve. And in the meanwhile, they were doing the garage service or the bike service and everything. When I was about to move to Bombay, I opened a coffee shop for my mom. It was not a coffee shop; it was more of a cafe. I have a bungalow in Jaipur, so it's a corner house bungalow. So the front side opening is my house opening, and the right hand side used to be my dad's office. He moved out, and then we decided to make it a cafe. We started that in 2012. It was going great, and my mom started cooking and everything. People used to come for homemade food plus cafe, fast food as well. But we have a lot of students around my house, so I think they all used to come like, okay, cool, auntie serves this food, or Sajal is there, a friendly face, and everyone. So it got very popular in that time. And last year I think it finished 10 years, and I wanted to renovate it and everything. And by the time I'm pretty much into coffee, so I did a small trip to Rome, studied more about coffee, imported a coffee machine, and got few other equipments and everything. So I'm like, I've made it a proper coffee cafe now. So still my mom, my sister, and everyone's running it. It's still located in my house. It's a easy access. Everyone knows the family. Like most of the people come for the family. Okay, this is the service the family provides, and it's good for my parents. They don't miss me because of that. They meet new faces every day, and they are pretty happy.
Dude,
That's
that's
the
crazy. I mean, I can't even imagine, to do something like that in Jaipur. So it's so much fun, right? Because you are actually able to introduce something new to the people there. But so it's a proper F&B business at the end of the day, right? So I'm sure it has the F&B difficulties. And is it something that y'all want to go grow beyond the like corner house cafe, or is it like meant to be its own like one place boutique thing?
I think my idea is to keep it one place boutique thing. Uh, I mean, it's not pretty much of my expertise. I'm still also learning over a period of time and everything growing from that. But it's not my main business or something. It's just I want to keep my parents happy with it. It's growing fast. It's getting popular. But I think I mean, I'm not thinking in next 1 year or 2 years to increase the number of outlets. It's just going to be the popular thing and everyone knows about it. Small nice boutique, it
Mhm.
has a lot of my travel stories. I started putting my travel frames over there, so everyone has a something to talk about it. They know, okay, like a lot of creative people come in and they start working from that point. So I think it's good for me.
That's so interesting. And I think, like, like, at least from what you describe it, it like sounds like a quaint little place that's like a little more quirky than what's like around. And
Yeah,
I think that like kind of differentiates it from like being any other kind of chain. And I think the concept of having it in like your house is like
yeah,
really different compared to like what's there. So that's, yeah, great like story behind like how you started. And I think there was like a lot of authenticity in that. Like it wasn't like, oh, I want to do a business
yeah.
plan. But as you said,
The whole
like,
purpose, I mean, the whole purpose of the whole thing was to my mom wanted to cook, and I think it's a good platform for her. Like, I think she's not missing me. She's happy with people around. The young minds keeping her busy. They also like keep discussing their stories with her. So my mom is pretty much updated with what's happening around the world, and that's it. It's a fun conversation whenever I call my mom, and she's happy. That's it.
that, yeah, that's so sweet. But also like as you said, in terms of that this is not like your main thing.
Right.
I feel like in this day and age, a lot of people want to have like multiple things going on. Like no one is necessarily with one stream of income. They want to
Mhm.
diversify. So how has it been for you to like balance two businesses? And like what would you say it is like to have like a side hustle or something that's not only your main source of income?
I found it very difficult. Yes, I still find it very difficult, but it's it's good that it's in my house. Plus, it's in Jaipur. I do make a regular visit to Jaipur or on each and every festival, so I can give my attention whenever I'm there. Plus, I can outsource people from here who have expertise on it and they are willing to help people out. I mean, help my family out in this case. But it's very difficult. Plus, I think I got whatever I've learned is from my travel. I used to imbibe that in that cafe. Like, okay, if I'm traveling to New York, I can pick up equipment from that point. I can make it stationed in that cafe. So slowly, I took a while, learned a lot of, went through a lot of different courses, and then how it was possible. Now I think from last year onwards, it is where I would say what I expected from it. Now it's 85-90% somewhat there.
Yeah, fair enough. I can imagine. Like, yeah, it is generally difficult to balance like two things and like divide your time and like trying to give it justice, give both your businesses justice. But coming to Epiphany and photography, was that something that built from passion? Like, how did you get into that?
I think for that, I have to take you guys slightly back. When I was in 11th class, I was a science math student.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
I was definitely struggling with it. I scored somewhat decent marks in 10th, and my parents pushed me, okay, cool, let's do science. And I was also very excited about it. Uh, Half year in 11th class, and I figured that this is not my thing. But it was interesting. It's just I was not able to score great marks. In the meanwhile, I got a short gig. They were shooting Best Exotic Marigold Hotel. It's a Dev Patel's film in Jaipur. Somehow, through some contact, I got to be the seventh AD on the set. Seventh AD's job was just to manage the crowd, but I was just feeling great. Okay, I'm the seventh AD on a Hollywood film, and I was pretty excited about that. Uh, I saw a lot of people working on the cameras and everything, and that's where my interest grew up. Wanted to join the film school right after that. Plus, photography was happening because my dad used to click me and my sister's pictures. He has about 10,000 printed pictures since our childhood. Definitely 10,000 of them. And till date, I must have printed not even 60 pictures or something. But that was a printing. film format cameras and everything. So I picked it up, the interest of photography from there. And I think then I joined my film school right after my school. I was the youngest uh, person in my class. Everyone was coming after MBAs or IITs or everything, the interest change and everything. I was the youngest one. I moved to Bombay for that. When I moved to Bombay, I think it was a 1 year diploma course. I did that. Then later on, I went to study photography as well. But after that, right after my film school, I got the internship at this place called Sol Productions. Sol Production used to make Common Nights with Couple at that time, and Common Nights with Couple was at peak at that time. So I got a small internship over there. I was on the set. I was enjoying all of this thing, but I'm like, okay, cool, this is there. Got my placement only at the same company. I was working on some Disney show. I was assistant director on Miss Universe pageant contest. So I was like, this is great. This is going perfectly fine. But then later met this person. I thought he's a film producer. I applied for the job. Turned out to be he's a wedding photographer. His name is Dipesh Agarwal. He's my mentor. He's my brother. So he asked me to come do wedding photography for him. And I'm like, no, that's a very uncle thing, and I don't want to do it. I didn't do a film school for this, and I don't want to do that. Then you're like, okay, cool. Listen to the idea. You're the only person who's a film school graduate, and we need someone like that. But the perks are, first wedding is shooting in Bombay. Secondly, he himself was getting married in Goa. So like, you come, party, enjoy, and shoot as well. And I'll get you the cameras and everything, and you'll make some money. Like third, I'll take you to Mauritius. Fourth, Thailand. Fifth, Greece, and we'll see from there. That was the day, and now I've done 35 countries because of the weddings and all of those things. Got interested because of the travel. Main aim was to travel, do photography on money, and everything was getting fulfilled with that. Started meeting people, enjoyed, became pretty much like, I became very social, active person because of the weddings and everything. I was a shy Jaipur kid. It made me fun social person. Yeah.
But so weddings is a niche that you've chosen, which is not the easiest, right? For example, when you're shooting an event like TEDx, right? You just
Right.
recently shot TEDx Gateway in Bombay.
Yeah.
There, like the people have this is our general camera setup from this angle, this, that. It's very like meticulous. But
Right.
when it comes to weddings, it's emotion. That, as you said,
Right.
it's that moment you need to capture, and even people's likes, wants, dislikes, all of that is subjective. How do you deal with that, right? Like, you might shoot a perfectly good photo, which you think is an insanely well captured moment, but
Right.
again, it's the bride and groom that need to decide, or the partners getting married that need to decide whether it suits them. How does that subjectivity play out?
Absolutely. So weddings I started shooting in 2014. Epiphany was formed in 2015. One of my visa got rejected for UK, and that was in 2014 or 15. So I'm like, okay, this is not gonna, how it's gonna go. I formed Epiphany for the visa for UK, and that's how everybody came in the place and everything, and started growing from there. So in the start, I was just doing weddings, but the weddings that I was shooting, I was making more and more networking and contacts from there. I got to shoot Coffee with Karan from because of the wedding that I shot. I got Rajasthan Royals. I was the official photographer for Rajasthan Royals because of I shot a wedding of the marketing person of the Rajasthan Royals team. That's how I got Rajasthan Royals. I got for the like I got better from there, and it was not just about the weddings. I was a science math student. I was always interested in the mechanism, engineering. We started shooting corporate films from that. So it was more of machines, travel, and people that I always wanted to shoot. So sports, people are involved. Sports, emotions are involved. I was doing good. Weddings, emotions were involved. People were involved. I was doing good. Uh, we were shooting corporate films. It was science, which was my school upbringing and everything, and it was my interest as well. So it was there. I mean, it started growing from there. Events started coming in place because now I have a team, and I'm I think I'm good at managing people. Like, I can get the work done. Plus, I can inspire them for, okay, let's do this. It's a great thing to do in this situation right now, and we'll take it forward from that. So TEDx we were shooting. It was a 20-member team. About I think there were like about 9 cameras rolling on one for the speakers. There were like 4 cinematographers separately, 4 photographers. There were a director in place, DOP in place, light person in place. So that was like 20-member team going on.
So when you say that TEDx was a 20-member team, but you also say you have a team. So I'm now, um, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but you've got a few people that you work with continuously, let's say almost in-house, and then a
Yeah,
few extra freelancers that you bring on board, is it?
absolutely. We have a 12-member team in house, and then as per the requirement, we get additional people on board. A lot of
So
people
how does
work
it
with us.
work across, the people that you have in-house over time, they understand what you require, they know exactly how Epiphany is meant to be doing this. But then when
Right.
you bring freelancers on board and stuff like that, does that create a bit of friction or is it generally smooth?
Not exactly, because even the freelancers who are working on a project, they've been working with me for about at least 5 6 years. So they've been the same set of people. uh, I had few people on board as a regular on a monthly basis, but right after pandemic I started traveling. It was very difficult to hold on people and everything. So I think the whole dynamic of the business changed after during the pandemic and after pandemic. Now to bring them back and everything, everyone has a different taste, everyone has wants to do their side hustle as well. So it's better to keep them flexible, give them more creativity, and they've been the same set of people, so it's not like you're getting new people on board every single time. it, and they are happy, they're in a better space, you're in a better space. I think it's very difficult to hold on to people and then, like, ask them not to follow your own dreams. So it's a win-win situation for both of us.
And that, yeah, I think like having a team and managing a team is like so difficult at times because it's, especially when it comes in a creative field, because it's like a lot of ideas, a lot of like bouncing back and forth, and like just in terms of how like to work with people, because sometimes like creative people not necessarily like the business aspect of it. So is that different for you? Do you enjoy both, like the business and the creativity?
I think I enjoy both equally. I
Okay.
think business, I don't know, I mean, slowly it's been 10 years that I've been doing this now, moved to the city. I remember there's someone that I think it was my first Ganpati that I was going to Juhu, and we just wanted to go and click few pictures. Someone said, like, there's major, I mean, there's enough money in Bombay, you just need to know how to get that money. And I'm like, okay, cool. Took it seriously. And since then I've been like, okay, let's do freelance gig, let's do this. Slowly started understanding the business part of it. Plus my mentor, now he moved his base to New York. He keeps giving me insights and everything. And I think, yeah, the road forward is looking good.
It's funny how you said that there's a lot of money in Mumbai, but yeah, no, fair
You need
enough.
to learn the trick.
You definitely need to. But I think like through our conversation so far, you've mentioned that you've been on the sets of Coffee with Karan, you've worked with Rajasthan Royals, you've worked with some like incredible people and on incredible sets, like even a Hollywood movie. Um, was there any like crazy moment that you experienced in this, like something a little like something you didn't expect, or an interaction with someone, like a celebrity that was like, oh, like a big moment?
I think the best of my moments, like, would be Rajasthan Royals, the whole Rajasthan Royals gig. I'm from Jaipur. Rajasthan Royals was my home team. I was a ball picker in 2008. Like, I was in the stadium whenever they used to play in Jaipur. I used to run behind the team bus, and when they won, it was a great moment for me. Later on, I think about that in 2017 or 18 when I met the whole team. I met Shane Warne in the office. I think that was one of the biggest moment. In 2020, while the pandemic was on, the IPL was conducted in Dubai. I was part of the whole team, and I was staying with all these players for 3 months in a bubble.
Wow.
I've made great friends with Ben Stokes, Josh Buttler, a lot of great Steve Smith and I used to talk so much about coffee. We used to have our morning coffees together. Ben Stokes and I used to have the same music taste, so we used to like host the after parties and set the music for that. uh, Josh Butler's wife used to be a great friend with me. Used to be like hang out, click pictures for her brand and everything. So I think it was one of the best experience, and I would cherish for the entire life. I used to play cricket under 15, so cricket is still very close to me. I make sure that I watch. I still don't support Mumbai Indians. I want Rajasthan Royals to win every single time. So yeah, that's been one of the best moments. Meeting Shane Warne especially.
Yeah, dude, that's just like, to me, mind blowing, right? Like you've had all of these
Incredible.
experiences already, and there's so much more to come. But, you know, talking about these different kinds of events and everything that you've done, it's now Epiphany has gone well beyond weddings. And considering that the brand that you started out building in 2014, for whatever purpose it might be, do you think that it's kind of diluted the brand for Epiphany, or is it Epiphany showing versatility in this industry? Which way
I
do you
think
look at it?
I think it's creating its own path. I mean, it's diving into. I keep thinking about this question like, am I getting confused about a lot of different genres? Or is it becoming one boutique shop where I'm not getting into everything? It's not like I want to do fashion. I don't like doing it. It's not my interest, so I don't dive into it. Something comes up, and okay, cool. I'm not good at this. I don't want to. I'm choosing only the things which kind of interests me. Okay, if the people are involved, if the emotions are involved, I'm there. So I think it's clear in my head. May like my social media might not be justifying that point, but it's just getting there better in that way. We we getting new talent on board. I think there are few new members in the team who are 23, 24 year olds. They're killing it with the reels and everything, and reel was not my genre. I mean, I didn't study film school to make reels. I don't want to shoot or make anything in vertical format. I want to do everything in horizontal. But the new people are coming on board, new getting talent is coming on board, and it's like, okay, we should do this. We'll take care of that. I'm like, great, why not? I'll focus on the main thing. If we're adding few more services, see, it's a service platform. So I mean, if these are my clients, this is the requirement, we are ready for that. So in networking, it's getting better with it.
So events is a messy business, right? Like messy in the sense it's tough. It's not easy, right? Everything's happening as you said in the moment. You need to capture it or it's gone, and everything's also a bit chaotic on the day of an event. So tell us like one story of something that went wrong at an event. You couldn't fix it. How did you bounce back?
I think the toughest has been my, I think, when I was working with Dipesh, and I think it was third or fourth wedding only, or you can consider wedding as an event as itself as well,
Yes, yes, of course.
right? So there was a new camera and people were excited about using that, and I think I goofed up. I changed the format from NTSC to PAL, and the whole card got format, and I was doing great till then. Uh, and that at that moment, I'm like, okay, this has gone terribly, terribly wrong. So Dipesh had to face a lot of hatred and everything. The most important couples interviews or something was recorded on that. I was shooting for the entire day. That got messed up. We couldn't recover that card. So it was a technical problem plus the lack of experience as well. So whole thing got mixed up, and it was my fault, of course. But it would have been okay if I would have not started shooting again. So you can still recover a card if you don't shoot on top of it. But I think it was very new for me and everything. I goofed up. So I've learned a lot from that point. I've been technically very sound, and the whole team, I mean, whosoever's coming in, film school graduates and everything. So in a technical wise, you are safe. You always have a master cameras to capture everything in total. So you can't go completely wrong in any way of the points. You got backup people. The seniors do so data backups as well. We invest so much on cloud devices. We invest on hard drives, backup storages. So you're safe in that way. But I think plus you get time to edit. You can edit in all those things. You can do that creatively, so you can get away with a lot of things. But I think you have to be a people's person. You have to be patient. Uh, I think on that day, if you lose your cool, I think then things get wrong. If you're okay, if you're willing to get things back to normal in that space, I think you can get away with it. And you not to get away with it, I think people won't even notice that anything went wrong in that case. Yeah.
Oh my God, the stress you might have gone through that day, I can only
Yeah.
imagine.
Oh, that was a terrible moment for myself. I think it took me 3-4 months to get recover from that.
Oh, fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to ask, like, if there was someone that's really passionate about photography and wants to break into this industry, I don't think it's the easiest one to get started with. Like, what advice would you give to someone that wants to, yeah, become a photographer, whether that is something that they're working on in like on the side or like their main thing? What would be like one piece of advice to get started and break the barriers?
I think photography is not just photography now. If you want to make a living out of it, then you need to be great at business as well. You need to understand the market. The competition is immense. Now, a lot of people want to get into photography. I think it's considered one of the like most important alternative apart from, I mean, if you're getting into arts, photography is definitely one of the first option to explore. So I think you should have first you should go to a film school and see what you're getting into. Second, you should have a technical knowledge about wo- each and everything. Not intern You should do internships, see what genre fits you well, if you're interested in that kind of a field or not. And then last, if you want to do something of your own or do it as a freelancer, then read some business books, at least the basics out of it. You should start doing your own accounts. You can't have a different person, accounts person on board for this job. And so there are a lot of, it's just not one thing. Business will bring in a lot of things on board, and you won't be able to hire 5-6 people to do that job. You might have to be the one solo person handling the whole ship. I learned this from, like, okay, if you are a travel videographer or a travel, when Nat Geo used to happen, travel cinematographer used to take care of the sound, videos, lot of things. Okay, and that's what I wanted to do. That's why I learned photography, cinematography, sound mixing, all of that myself, because I thought one day I'm gonna be alone and doing all this job myself. So it's better that you learn the whole thing, and if you can do most of the work, and then learn to outsource it. So first learn everything, and then you'll be able to explain other people better. Plus, business side of it is will help you a lot.
Yeah, I think no, great advice, and I think it's so similar to like a business startup as well, right? Like if it's either in like tech or finance or anything, like generally it's like the founder itself tries to learn everything and all the different aspects, and then eventually you want to like outsource or hire and things like that. So I mean, I'm surprised to see that there's so many things that overlap between like such a creative field like photography versus like
Absolutely.
also a mainstream business. But we can move on to our next challenge, which is called Two Lies and One Truth.
Okay.
So let's understand more about your journey with Epiphany, with Two Lies and One Truth, whether it is a challenge or your biggest achievements. The idea is that you give us three statements, from which one explains the actual big moment at Epiphany, whereas the other two are false statements. And then Anuj and I will guess which one is the true statement.
Okay. First one is Epiphany's biggest achievement is to shoot Coffee with Karan. Okay. Second is Epiphany team and I included. We travel every weekend. We travel a lot, and we wake up. We're traveling at least twice a week. Or third one is Epiphany's biggest strength is its culture.
Oh, this is tough.
Yeah, I don't think it's the first one. I think you,
Yeah,
as a cricket
same.
fan, might say Rajasthan
Yeah,
Royals is the
Raja, agreed.
biggest achievement. I don't know. I don't think it's that. Um, and that's
I
a
think it
statement in
might be the
itself,
third
right?
one.
To say that Coffee with Karan is not your biggest achievement, that's a statement in itself. But yeah, I would say its biggest strength is the culture because even your Twitter pitch challenge, right, is about capturing that moment that the word itself originates from. So yeah, I'm gonna go with number three as well.
Yes, yeah.
Perfect, both of you are winning. That's the right one. I think, did I goof up in making that question?
Yeah, but yes, to be honest, I've known Epiphany for a while, right, since 2020. It still never clicked to me that the meaning of the word is why you call it Epiphany. I've just never thought about it, but it's a very interesting origin for something that's meant to be about capturing moments. I love
It's
that.
capturing moments, yeah. I mean, that's a culture. Plus, you need to be, we all like, okay, we want to know everyone who's around us. Okay, we become a part of that journey. We are there for you, and we will hold a conversation with you guys. We'll have coffee with you. Then we gather all the information which is possible, and then we create in our head like how to shoot this, or what way we have to take it forward. So that's why I think we are slightly different from the other teams who have been working around. I, I don't say we are the best or anything, which is we have a different way of doing things. That's it, and I think that's our biggest strength.
Yeah, no, your approach is definitely interesting because I think even in terms of like you technically describing your achievements, the truth essentially was more personal rather
Yeah.
than um, a photography related achievement. And like it's yeah, like as Anuj said, it means a lot if you put like your culture over also like recording with Coffee with Karan and things like that. So yeah, definitely interesting, and your approach is definitely great.
Okay.
So let's go on to our next game, right? This is called Red Flags.
Okay.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna give you three hypothetical situations. In each situation, there are two things that are going very well for Epiphany or for you, and one that's not so great. Right? So
Okay.
totally there'll be nine statements. We've adapted these for you, of course, and you have to pick out of these three situations which one you'd rather be in.
Okay.
Right? So situation one is that Epiphany has worked on over 1,000 weddings globally. You've got an in-house team of 50 talented people, but you lose all your data after just having shot an event. You lose all your data. Situation two is Epiphany is getting requests from the largest brands in the country. Your client roster includes many celebrity names, but you haven't been able to take leave or travel for almost 6 months. Right? Situation three is Epiphany is making a feature film. Your personal brand has grown to a celebrity like value, but you permanently damage your hand in an accident during a diving excursion.
I think the situation too. Yeah. It's
Why would
something
you choose
doesn't.
situation two?
I mean, I cannot lose the data. Okay, I don't want to be in that
Not again.
situation. Not again. Like I think I've learned from that mistake. Okay, I don't want to be in that place. Okay, damage my hand is definitely okay. 6 months of travel, it's okay. It's fine. I can get back to it, and I think its current situation as well need a desperate need of a vacation. So I think this I can manage. Yeah,
So it's
the other
it's
two, it's good.
your decision is led more by what's going wrong than what's going well, right?
No, I mean the red flag is a red flag. I mean the other two ones are extreme. So, like whatever is going good, the red things should not be happening. So you can
Interesting.
slow down on your growth rate, but don't make mistakes, which will hamper the whole career.
Fair enough. I
Yeah,
mean, yeah,
fair
that's
enough.
the point of this is to figure out what is it. Because see, like no one can be 100% perfect all the time, right? There's going to be bumps and
Absolutely.
bruises, etc. So it's kind of for you to like introspect on what is like a bump that you're okay dealing with.
Right. Yeah. Like it's like let's stop loss. Like okay, this should not go further down than this. Like this is my okay, cool. This should not be happening. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, in the past, I mean,
fair
we've
enough.
had people take very different perspectives to the red flag as well. Like for example, in one of the episodes, we had asked someone that okay, these are the two things that are going well, but your co-founder leaves the company. Right? That was the red flag. And their response was they chose that situation, and their response was just like, if the co-founder has chosen to leave the company, that's because their journey with it is sort of ended, or they're moving on to something better. But there is, of course, a mutual understanding between me and my co-founder in which I'm okay with them leaving. So
Okay.
for me, that's not even a red flag. A very interesting, like
No, I
what
mean,
people perceive it as.
yeah. I think red flags has to be, should be your ground rule. Okay, the growth can be up and down, everything, but I think you should not go below this point. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, moving on to the next game, which is rapid fire. So it's self-explanatory. I'll ask you questions and then you have to give us quick answers.
Oh,
It's
I've never been on this kind of
unfortunately,
rapid fire.
yeah, I was gonna say unfortunately, unlike Coffee with Karan, we do not have an answer for you, but we can go on. But how many days of leave have you taken in the last year?
And last 1 year, last break, a proper break was in November. I was shooting a wedding in Monaco. After that, I took a 7 day break in Rome for myself, and I was just learning
Oh,
coffee
nice.
and everything. So that was my last break in November.
Fair enough. Your proudest moment with Epiphany.
I think creating a strong team, and people say, oh, we are getting inspired by this, and this is what we were looking forward for ourselves. So I think, yeah, that pushes me to do better.
What was your biggest sacrifice to make Epiphany possible?
No, Epiphany happened because there was no plan. I just wanted that visa. Okay, over a period of time, I learned the importance of it, and I'm like, it's like I'm independent because of this. I have a lot of flexibility because of this, and it's my baby. Okay, and if won't take it seriously, it it's not gonna do good to me. So I think I have to start taking it more seriously and everything. And it got better. Did I answer this question? No. Correct. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Um, your favorite Epiphany project till date? I'm gonna say other than Rajasthan Royals.
I really enjoy shooting for IHCL. I've been shooting for IHCL, their hotels and brands and everything, because I learn a lot from them. It's a very established company. They have a lot of values and everything. So whenever I'm shooting with their like core team and everything, I learned a lot from them. So I really proud of that project. Yeah.
Your favorite dish at the Overhauled in Cafe?
It's called the
Obviously,
Overholton
again,
sandwich. It's just a egg sandwich. Okay, why am I talking about the recipe? Good. You have to visit that place and enjoy that. It's called the Overholton
uh,
sandwich.
okay. I was gonna be like, be careful of what you choose,
Yeah.
given that your mom's cooking.
No, I think yeah, you have to visit that place and then enjoy it.
A wish list project you want Epiphany to get.
Get back with Rajasthan Royals again.
What was the one time you felt like you let Epiphany down?
No idea. Never thought about it. If it's a rapid fire, then I'll
Uh,
pass. If I have time, then I'll think.
if you think of something at the end of it, you can always like let us
Good.
know, but we can move
Okay.
on to the next question. How many places have you traveled in the last 6 months?
Not counted. In India,
Uh,
or I mean, I haven't traveled anywhere abroad in
just
last
on
6 months.
average, or on average, how many places do you like travel to? Is it every week,
If
every like four
if we're
times?
talking about cities, then I must have done about 30 cities in last 6 months.
Wow,
30.
okay.
Yeah.
Would you ever retire?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Uh,
I enjoy working.
books
I
or
enjoy meeting people, so it's fun for me as well. Till the time I'm enjoying this, I know I don't think so. I want to retire.
books or podcasts?
I'm terrible at both.
iPad or notebook?
Both terrible.
Are you a morning person or a night owl?
Both. I'm good at both. I might not sleep. I will wake up
Wow.
early morning, yes. Plus, I will end up partying till late as well.
So good balance.
Sorry,
I was just saying, so it's a good balance between the
it's a good
both. But
balance in my head.
favorite social media platform.
Instagram.
Okay. And yeah, that concludes the rapid fire segment, bringing us to the end of our conversation. But we ask every guest to ask our next guest a question. So we'll ask you what your question is, and then we'll give you a chance to ask our next guest a question. Your question is,
what is something in your career or life that appears on the outside like an overnight success that actually wasn't, and tell us about what actually went into it.
I mean, the whole thing, everyone thinks it's an overnight success, but in reality, it's not. But I think my people might just, I don't know if that's true or not, but my mom keeps telling me about like people think your social media is too fancy and everything. Feels like you got everything in a gift, but it's not the real thing. So might just look fancy, it's just like uploading the real moments and everything. But that's not true. That's not Instagram is not doesn't describe everything in real. So,
okay. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure, and it's been really interesting to see like the business parts of photography and like your journey so far. I think one thing I've at least personally learned is that regardless of what your business is and what your achievements are, you focus a lot on like the people and the experience that comes with. So that's been really interesting and good to like learn about.
thank you guys for having me. I think it's a great concept. You should start recording in person. Let me know if you need any help with the next one or wherever you do next one. I think we should have 4K cameras, 4 camera setup, have the sound
Ah,
equipments ready. I'll help you guys. Yeah,
wouldn't that be the dream?
It's definitely possible, huh? Maybe sometime soon. Let's see.
yeah.
But
Anuj, meet me tomorrow for coffee and we'll make it happen.
100%, dude, 100%. But thank you so much, Sajal, for coming on board.